What's going on, Guardians? My name is the Black Link, coming back at you on Thursday, May 20th, 2021, for this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. We're a little bit more than a week into the launch of Destiny 2's Season 14, Season of the Splicer. And while there's still certainly a lot of stuff for us to do, I think the thing most people are probably excited about is the incoming return of the Vault of Glass, set to go live in just a few days on May 22nd. And indeed, many of you Guardians out there are preparing for the world's first race, or, well, I guess world's second race for Vault of Glass, right now by getting your power level up, unlocking some artifact mods, and preparing to make your way back to Venus. Well, that's also where this week's TWAB starts, as we get some definitive information about how the world's second race is going to go. Here's what Bungie has to say. Saturday is nearly upon us. On May 22nd at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, Guardians will venture forth to Venus to take on the Vault of Glass. Contest mode will be active, and we have a few rewards for those brave enough to enter. But first, we need to talk about the Vault of Glass World's First title. As shown back in April, they have a new title belt for players to earn, but here's a quick recap on the rules of engagement this time around. Vault of Glass will launch with contest mode enabled for the first 24 hours, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on Saturday, May 22nd. You'll need to be at power level 1300 to be at the cap for all encounters. So if you reached power cap last season, if you hit 1300 this season, don't worry, no additional power is going to help you here. As long as you've hit 1300, you should be good. Clearing the raid with contest mode active is the first step to access the new challenge mode in the director, and completing each encounter in this newly unlocked challenge mode while also finishing a curated list of triumphs will be how a fire team crosses the world's first finish line. And in order to remove guesswork on the challenges, in challenge mode, your team will wipe if you fail the conditions of the triumph during the encounter. So, this world's first race is going to be unlike any other in Destiny's history. The winning team basically has to complete Vault of Glass once. That will unlock your triumph list and your challenge mode. Then go back in on challenge mode and complete all of the triumphs and challenges therein. So you gotta beat the raid not once, but twice, and the second time's going to be harder. But doing so will of course net you this world's first Vault of Glass title, which is always really nice to look at. But that's not the only reward that's going to be available for players who are looking to challenge the vault. But we'll cover that in just a little bit. Next up, we have a bit of a status update when it comes to the Vault of Glass itself. Before we move along, Bungie says there's one more thing. The Hunter exotic, the Star Eater Scales, will be disabled for the first 24 hours of Vault of Glass being live. The team has discovered an issue where some abilities were being granted a bit more damage than intended. We don't want hunters to take this race like they did Guardian games, so we'll be putting this exotic on a short timeout. Plan ahead and make sure you have another pair of pants infused to appropriate power levels before heading into the raid. I thought that was important to bring up there. Star Eater Scales, as well as a few of the other exotics released this season, have really been the talk of the town. Star Eater Scales in particular gives you huge bonuses to damage on a lot of different abilities and weapons right now, more so than it seems Bungie themselves even anticipated. And so it's worth noting that the Star Eater Scales will be disabled on May 22nd. So even if you're somebody who's not running Vault, if you happen to use Star Eater Scales, they're going to be turned off on Saturday until Sunday. So make sure you keep that in mind. Alright, now let's move on to some of the Bungie rewards that are going to be available for fire teams who take on the Vault of Glass. Any Guardians who complete the Vault of Glass before May 25th, 2021 at 9:59 a.m. Pacific Time will unlock the Vault of Glass raid ring for purchase from the Bungie store. And then we get an awesome look at this incoming raid ring here. You'll be able to claim your reward code until June 30th, 2021, and you need to make sure you make your purchase by June 30th, 2021 Pacific Time, or your spoils will forever be lost in time. Additionally, for those seeking the perfect armor to protect them from simulated Vexed elements, Guardians who complete the Vault of Glass by June 1st, 2021 will also unlock the Vault of Glass raid jacket to purchase from the Bungie store. And then we get an awesome look at that incoming raid jacket as well. And just like the prior ring, you'll need to redeem the code and make your purchase by June 30th of this year, or else those rewards will be lost in time. But that's the big news when it comes to the Vault of Glass. I wish every team running it on Saturday the best of luck. I might actually be going for it myself, so here's hoping we have a good time. But that's not the only thing to talk about in this week's TWAB. You might have noticed earlier in the season, well, last week basically, when the first update went live, some players noticed that they were getting lobbies filled with players from other consoles. Well, apparently that was indeed a bug, but Bungie's got some really good news. In a section titled Crossplay, How About a Beta, we're going to learn about it. In the early hours of Season of the Splicer, a few of you got your first unfiltered taste of crossplay. Even though this was caused by a bug, we saw players mingling between platforms, which was awesome. That said, we needed to smash that bug like a subscribe button to get our release back on track. While our current goal is for crossplay to ship in Season 15, we have a list of things to do before it's ready. One of which is a beta starting early next week. Yeah, you heard that right. You are formally invited to the Destiny 2 crossplay beta. This will serve as a short, sweet, and important moment in the development of this feature. From May 25th to the 27th, a unique Vanguard Strikes crossplay beta playlist will be available to all players in Destiny 2. You'll be match-made with Guardians playing on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, and Stadia. As you fight through the enemy waves of darkness, our teams will be scoring data and performing a multitude of actions to test the integrity of our upcoming crossplay system. And, as a token of our appreciation for your time, any players who complete 3 strikes in the Vanguard Strike crossplay beta playlist will be rewarded with the unique star-crossed emblem, which you can see right here. Now, of course, the crossplay functionality is going to be limited to this Strike playlist. You won't be able to form a fire team just yet. But if you're looking to test out that feature, it's going to be going live next week, and I cannot wait for that to happen. I'm definitely going to be getting my emblem starting next week. But alright, the last thing we have to talk about is a brand new batch of Prime Gaming rewards. If you've got a Twitch and Amazon Prime account, you can link your Bungie.net account to it and receive some free exotic and Eververse rewards every single month. Once redeemed, these rewards can be picked up at Amanda Holiday in the Tower. Anyways, here's what we've got this time around. First off, the Vigilance Wing exotic pulse rifle, the Book of the Dead exotic ornament, the Ravager's Ride exotic sparrow, and finally, the House of Light legendary ghost projection. Again, all of these can be picked up at Amanda Holiday in the Tower. If you've never linked your Twitch Prime Gaming account to Bungie, of course there's a link to it in the TWAB, which of course there's a link to in the description box below. But alright Guardians, that's pretty much it for the biggest bits of news contained in this week's issue of the Bungie Weekly Blog, This Week at Bungie. Remember, Star Eater scales, the Hunter exotic boots that have been causing such a fuss over the past couple of days, are going to be disabled on Saturday. And then of course we've got the crossplay playlist going live next Tuesday. Cannot wait to jump into that. But that's the news and those are my thoughts. Be sure to leave me yours down in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed the video, feel free to drop a like, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest stuff we're putting out. But now for now, thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.